me get that picture. What's good, everybody? It's been so long, I forgot how to operate this thing.
I know,
Now,
it's been so long. Welcome back.
welcome back. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
welcome
you.
back,
Welcome back
everybody.
to you.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's been a minute. It's now the end of November. Officially, it will be Sunday. December on Sunday. Is that right?
Yes. We're rolling into the Christmas season. I hope it comes and goes really quickly, but we're in it. It's officially the holiday season. We are here.
We still got one whole month left on this bingo card. We're gonna see what
I
Hot
know.
Sauce.
I'm so curious what December's going to bring.
It's wild
November
times. It's
was a
wild
doozy.
times. I
Right.
can't even.
November
Oh
was a
Lord.
doozy. It really was. It was a doozy. It was a tailspin. And we got a lot of good revelations, some bad revelations, but it was an
And
interesting.
November hit hard. No, October kicked it, and then November was like flying through 100 miles per hour while also damaging a bunch of things. So I can only imagine
Yeah.
what we're going to be
I
facing
pray
here
it's
soon.
not. I hope it's a place of quiet and everybody can just spend time with their families and not discuss for just a moment what's going on out there in this crazy mixed up world.
We
I
had to
think we're
take a little
having,
break. We had to
yeah, we
take a
did.
little break. Election came and went,
Right.
and thank God I left the country for a couple weeks because I didn't have to watch news any
Yeah,
more
turn it off. You were
propaganda.
yeah.
And now we're back, and I still am trying to avoid the news at all costs. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's so.
Yeah. Just turn
we'll
TV
see
off.
how we'll see how this new year treats us, but let's get through the rest of this year, I guess you can
Yeah.
say.
I mean, it's been interesting even with the side of sports and everything else that we've seen, on our bingo cards here. So, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got to talk about this because I was gone. So I was literally leaving Thailand when the Tyson Paul fight came on. When I tell you, no matter who the winner was, this fight had the whole world in a chokehold. There were people that didn't even speak English in line with me, and I'm watching the fight off their phone because and I'm just like, I was amazed. People are on the plane while we're boarding, still watching, don't know English. And it was just like everybody was tuned in and ready to go for this. I actually had to rewatch it when we had a layover. I
Yeah.
mean,
What are your
thoughts.
thoughts? Did we ask for this fight?
I don't think we asked for it. Did we want to end up seeing it? It's kind of like one of those like
Car
I don't
crashes. Like, you don't want it to happen, but you're going to
you
watch
don't want it to happen, but you're
You're gonna
watching it
watch
as
it.
you
It
pass the
goes.
accident
Yep.
site. You're a
Hmm.
looky loo. I'm looky looing
Yeah.
all day.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm looky looing. So it was, you know, shout out to Mike Tyson, 60 what? How old is he now? 60 something.
Yeah. 61 or something like that.
Went in for 8 full rounds at 2 minutes. They had heavier boxing mitts. Got himself 20 mil off the thing. Like, support your family, dude. Like 20 mil.
He needed it. I mean, he said he was really close to being on death's door. Like, he had had multiple surgeries, almost didn't make it,
Mm-hmm.
clots, that whole thing. And by the grace of God, he was able to step in that ring and hold down for, 8 rounds. And people were having prop bets on if he was going to make it to the 8 rounds. Now, originally
Absolutely.
the rounds were supposed to be 3 minutes and he shortened it to 2 minutes. So he was realistic in his expectations of how long he could last.
And I know
And
there were people talking about how Jake Paul had numerous opportunities to kind of throw punches
oh, he
at him
did.
and
He could
try.
have literally
Yeah.
knocked him out. He could have knocked him out.
Hmm.
And with the grace that he gave him and respected his gangster of being a legend, he didn't do that. And he
Absolutely.
chose the right way because last thing I want to see is him face down like Nate Robinson in a celebrity boxing match, which will be forever rent free in my head and a meme of him laying face down in his body. Like, you don't ever want
Won't
to see
this
that with
be
anybody.
forever ingrained in
But
your head though?
yes, the cheeks, yes, clappers.
And didn't some like adult platform or something like offer him money after this little tush push on
Tush
on
push.
worldwide
Push.
television?
Hey, listen, he was talking to his son. I don't think the cameraman knew. He didn't know that he was going to get painted at, but great job, cameraman, because that just added some comic relief to the whole thing. His sister didn't look bad for 61. I mean, you would expect at that age, possibly, I don't know, that they'd be really wrinkly or sagging or whatever. He was
I
in
mean,
great.
they even did a side by side of his body from like 2003 to now, and it looked even better. Like he had more
Yeah,
muscle tone, he had
yeah,
more
yeah,
definition. So
yeah. But
yeah,
Father Time always remains undefeated. We need to recognize that, especially as we approach half century marks in our life, or quarter of a century, like any of those. When we get to the third quarter or fourth quarter of life, recognize that Father Time will always be undefeated, no matter how aesthetically you look. It's sometimes genetics just play a part in your physical agility, but there are times that you can work out, be healthy, be in shape, but you can't lift a tire or flip it in tough man competitions, or you can't get out on the tennis court or
absolutely.
pickleball court and run after a ball like you think you can,
Listen,
because your body and those
I
knees
can
be.
barely walk past a nice little a nice little jog if that's the case.
If something is on the ground, do you think I'm going to attempt to stoop down and pick it up? Nope, it's probably just going to stay on that ground. I'm not
Listen,
picking
when
up
Tilly hits the
anything.
ball under the couch and I have to get on my knees, I'm just hoping
Oh,
that there's someone around or my phone's on me so that when I can't get up,
you
that
can
there's someone I
call.
can call.
That's the circle of life, and that is where we are.
It
At least
was,
we're willing to know that, to not go the
yes,
distance in this. But commendable, all in
it
all.
is.
But the real fight were the women. That's what I
Oh
have to give Jake
man,
Paul
first of
props for.
all, my ability to not watch things with blood, like that woman's eyelid, how it continued to go
Toronto,
lower and lower and more
yeah,
open. I like it was a lot. It was a lot to
it's a
handle.
lot. But she technically speaking, from a boxing standpoint of what we
Yeah.
saw, she won
Yeah.
that fight.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just was unfair that the headbutts and all of that was a thing where it only took
The
1 point
headbutts was
away.
excessive.
It was very excessive, and it
Excessive.
should have been just an automatic disqualification, in my opinion. I've spoken to many people about that, and they
Yeah.
do seem to agree, because she won this fight, and this was the big rematch. In Madison Square Garden, Martin had won
It
by
was the main
decision.
card. It literally
It
was.
was the main
It
card.
was the
It
real
was,
fight of fights.
yeah.
But yeah, I
But the fact that Jake Paul put that on his platform to promote as well, I mean, it
yeah.
was awesome. And Netflix, for me, didn't disappoint. But if you had a TV and your streaming thing was messing up, sorry for you.
It
You had to
worked
go
for
to a
me.
third party
Yeah.
source, which was
I
my
know.
tablet. Like my
I
iPad,
know.
it never stopped. It just kept going, or your phone, or whatever. You had
Yeah.
that option to take the TV off and move it over, and it
It
worked.
was
So
tough to watch, but it was a great match.
it
I
was.
had to bring it up a little bit because I know it was wild for me just to see people in other countries just going crazy over this match. Like it literally had the world not a chokehold, but it was entertainment that everybody was watching. It was
Not to
like
mention, in Jerry's world, it sold out, and the crowd reached excessive record-breaking
wild.
numbers of attendance. So I can only
It's the
imagine what
They said
worldwide
that
count looks
Jake
like.
Paul has more wins at Dallas AT&T Stadium than Dak Prescott. So
Yeah, that's a shame.
this season,
That's a
I
shame.
know
Yeah, he does.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Uh, we do also need to take a little step to the not from sports, but from to entertainment. We also know about the Kendrick Lamar dropping his new album that came out. Thank you for
Yes.
waking me up the other day and being like, and I have listened to it. I have my favorites. It legitimately for me, it's if I need to take any road trip, that's the whole. I'm playing the album back to back nonstop. Like that album is like almost soothing because I'm a beat person. So for me, I'm like chill and relax. A couple songs got you hyped and we're good. The lyrics, of course, were great. It's Kendrick, but I was loving all of it, but the one song that has those weird beat that kind of like almost hurts your head because it's coming from some other. It's like some I don't know how to explain it musically or acoustically, but it had this random beat that was like
What
off,
number
and
track was that? Was it the
I think
last one?
it's no, I'll have to look it up. I'll
Oh,
get
okay.
back to you on that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
other than that, I was amazed by it.
I think he came right on time with what was going on and what we needed. The
Yeah,
people weren't sure when he was going to drop. He never advertised or marketed his drop.
of course not.
But coming off of the election cycle and just everything, his words, his music, his beat was
He
right on
unpacked. He
time
unpacked it
for us
all.
to take it all in and just know we're gonna be all right, you know. And that
But
just
you
was
know
such
who's
a
not
good
all
feeling.
right?
Yeah, like come on.
Here's like Drake. Just hey, you're gonna like Drake is a great artist. He's got great music out there. Just
I mean,
why
I
why are we having to
understand what we're
continue to?
doing here, but I
Yeah.
don't understand is how you think it's not applicable to you. You don't think your numbers were fudged or finessed. You don't think a lot of the artists under the UMG
You don't
cycle
think
numbers
your numbers were getting
your numbers
Grammys?
were finessed. I mean, this is probably going to open up a whole can of worms that I don't think he asked for. And then at the end of the day, it's like, what are you trying to prove? Are you trying to have career suicide? Are you purposely wanting to end your career, or you feel so entitled that everybody is just going to wrap you up in their warm fuzzy blanket and pat you on the back and say you'll be okay?
Like, just say,
No.
hey, Kendrick, you know what? You won this. Like, I'm still going to make my music. You're still going to make money. You're still great at it, but you can't win this battle with
I think it's when he went on the little kid's podcast and he asked to play a song and the kid went into the Not Like Us and he got up and left. That, and then the very next day we have a lawsuit on our hands. And I don't know if this lawsuit also is the loophole of Kendrick not having, being able to perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. I don't know what that
it.
leads to.
Were
It's
you,
gonna be just an edit of what we're gonna see. But regardless, it's a short show that he has to do. It's gonna be amazing. I'm sure he's
yeah,
just gonna bring it regardless.
it's going to be
Um,
amazing.
but this little trick situation here is very Karen Kevin-esque. And I'm not surprised because it's Drake. Drake
Very
has always been corny to me. He's always been a pop star to me. I never took him like as this lyrical rapper.
Nick,
He makes
right.
feel good, happy music, club bangers. Like
Mhm.
that's
Club
where I
bangers.
always
Yeah.
put him at. And to go up against a wordsmith like Kendrick was just kind of a suicide within itself
You
because
can't
that's who he
really do
is.
that. You can't
And
really.
I don't remember seeing Jay-Z sue Nas for ether because he did literally get ethered off of that. And I don't remember seeing Ice Cube getting sued for No Vaseline, which that was just a whole. If somebody could go back and watch Straight Outta Compton, the movie, and see that Jerry
Uh,
Heller clip after they played No Vaseline, Jerry Heller's going in talking about, oh, it's anti-Semitic, it's this, it's that. Everybody's saying that's
yeah.
how Drake is right now. That's what Drake's attitude is.
That's
He's
the
Jerry
truth.
Heller right now. He is being
He's
the screaming
he's
Jerry Heller right
upset with
now.
it. And we got to give a shout out to our boy Dré Wade.
Yes.
He wrote an amazing article right after the
Yes.
GNX
A great editorial
album
op-ed about
dropped.
it.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
op-ed on. You can find it at the website below, https beau Dre Dre Zine .substack.com. Look for the Kendrick Lamar piece there.
Yes.
And I got
Yes.
a good kick out of it because I was hoping that GNX was for like Generation X too, but
It is Gen X. Like it's a both contexts of that.
right,
Aside from the
Gen
car,
X
it's
and a
definitely Gen
car.
X because he played SWV. He went into the Luther Vandross bag. If you look at the Squabble Up video, he's got Black Moses up there, Minister
Yo, that
Society up there.
squabble upbeat
Ice
is
T
in.
album, Debbie Deb of all people. When I hear music, that was the song in
Yeah,
my junior high that the cheerleaders used to dance to.
yeah,
So that song just resonates. So that's a
you
Gen X
hit it.
generational thing. That is us. We can relate to it. A lot of younger
It
people are
was
like, I
very.
don't know if I like this album because it's the relativity of it, the cultural relativity, the age relativity. He brought it as a homage to us. The Ice T Power album. Who doesn't forget Darlene with her clappers out, holding a gun on the back cover of that album? I knew that
It was good.
distinctively
It was
right
good.
away. The Do the Right Thing, Love and Hate Rings. I mean, all of that was the 90s, Generation X, Luther
I,
Vandross going
well, I'm
80s, 70s.
glad. I'm glad of
It's
that.
all of it. I
Yeah.
was for it. It spoke to me. So it just soothed, like I said, he calmed the old people down, us oldies, down with that
It was
album.
like,
When
hang
it
on,
was so
just take a
tense.
breath, go get you a glass of
Right.
wine, get you whatever you need, and just relax with this one for a second.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it was
Yeah.
really
And shout
good.
out to those cars. Those cars are only five, from what I read, they're only 545 made. And so
Really?
they're all accounted for.
I hadn't
And
even known about a GNX car. I mean,
I
I
didn't
knew a
know
few
anything
of it,
about it either. I didn't know
obviously,
it
but
was
I had
faster
no
in its
idea.
time, faster than a Ferrari, faster than a Porsche.
What?
That it was that kind of car. Yes, back in the 80s, it was
It
the
must have had
87
that
Buick GT.
engine in
It
there.
had an engine in it.
Okay.
And to see and they only made it in black.
Oh,
So it's just great that it's a black car with he's got the black Air
yes.
Force Ones on. Like he's
Yes.
choosing this
Yes.
moment. Yeah, it's very good.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
It is Thanksgiving tomorrow. We want to be thankful and grateful for what we do have,
Yes,
health,
absolutely.
wellness, family, friends. So be thankful for that. We also got to be thankful for the F1 having come and gone. It's now
Yeah.
gone officially.
Showed up quick, left quickly.
They started tearing it down when people started leaving the race,
And
and
I
I
have to
can't be
say
mad
the
at it.
execution this year probably fared better than its first year. So as it
Oh
continues
yeah, I
to
think it'll
come,
be
it's going to be
better.
better
It'll be
and better. And the
better.
ticket prices are lower and lower.
Yeah, and they were
Like you
lowered.
can
Yes, they
literally
were.
go and watch
It's
this
still
race.
the most expensive VIP ticket out of
Yes.
all F1 races. Las Vegas is the most expensive, but it wasn't as bad as we saw the prices last year.
Right.
So we'll see how the other, 7 or 8 years go for us,
Yeah.
but we still have
Yeah.
it.
I know the drivers had some little qualms and complaints. They smell weed everywhere, marijuana,
I
devil's
mean,
lettuce, if you want to
really,
call it. But we're in Vegas and dispensaries are around. And honestly,
everywhere.
you're
There
feeling
was
good.
probably people dispensing there.
Yes. And you
You know,
probably were feeling looser behind that steering wheel and weren't tensing
I'm
up to
sure
do your track.
Hardin or whatever else was up and about had a booth there, a little pop
Oh,
up. So yeah.
I'm sure the industry was in the building for sure. I'm
And
sure.
we also have to be thankful for football.
Yes.
And football is happening, if you're a college fan as well, it's happening from tomorrow until Monday. We've got Thanksgiving games, 3 of them. Your Raiders play on Black Friday, the first Black Friday game in NFL history. We've got 7 NFL games on Sunday, 1 on Monday. Of course, college football is happening too. It's a lot.
Black Friday is absolutely the right nomenclature for the Raiders right now because we are in the black for real, not even in a good way. But we are like really fading to black. And the fact that it's a Chiefs game in Kansas City, oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I had to pull up the stats real quick
Hey, listen,
because
I want us to be first, but third, I
yeah,
think
man,
we
you're
can
gonna
get,
need a quarterback. You got to get
yeah,
that
if we
guy.
can
You
get
got to get
Shador,
what's
if
his
we don't
name
get
from
Shador, there's another
Miami.
one out there we can get. Yeah, we need an elite quarterback. That's what we need. We need one with the run
Absolutely,
game
someone
and
who's
the
going to be able
an
to
arm.
play from game one
Yes.
on.
Yes, because
Franchise.
what we got going on ain't it? And Aiden O'Connell, they announced today that he will be back starting. Yes, thank you
Because
for bringing that up.
Minshew got injured
Because
again
Minshew
after
got injured, but we
O'Connell
did have
was
a third
injured.
stringer. But Aiden
Who?
was hurt
And I don't
too.
even know who that guy was.
Denham, I don't either. Brian
But he
Dennehy.
had got sacked like his first out. It was just, I don't know. It was a lot.
And AOC had been hurt. So mind you,
Okay.
that's why he hadn't been playing because he was hurt. He's coming off of injury. So I think he's coming off injury a little prematurely, if I'm not mistaken, for them to
I'm
start.
sure he is because they
So
don't
we're
have
gonna see what
anyone
that
else to
looks
back
like.
that up. And then, of course, this is all happening when you're seeing the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Yeah. But
This,
not for nothing. Washington game against Chiefs. We'll talk about it later, but they gave them
sure.
a run for their money. I don't know what it's looking like for Kansas City, but they,
Do you remember when they
be a
showed
lucky
those
day.
before and after pictures of President Obama, like when he first got elected to the last day of his 8 years and just the
Yeah, with hair
age?
spray and the aging. Yes.
We're only not even a whole season in. We're not even a whole season in. And I'm sorry, you guys, I tell you all the time, if you listen to the show on any of your streaming or music platforms, Apple, Spotify, what have you, we would love for you to watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Girl Chat Us, because you can
Yes.
visually see what we're talking about. As you can see,
Antonio Pierce, head coach.
Coach
First full
Pierce is
season.
looking like he hasn't slept in weeks,
Yep.
like he's on a bender, like he hasn't saw his barber in 2 to 3 weeks as well, and
He's
he's
amazing,
looking
though.
rough.
He's looking like a man that has spent with all options. Now, mind you, 2 weeks ago we got rid of our whole offensive coordinator
Okay.
and co-assistant, so we don't really have the offensive
I mean,
tools.
is that on his shoulders then too? Then, like,
I
is
mean,
that?
I guess he'll be in the head coach because this
Yeah.
is like, this is what I got to work with. Not to mention, we got a line that we're working with. Like, offensively, I think we're doing just fabulous when we can. It's the
Sure.
fact that we need a quarterback. And the fact that this line is not
Absolutely.
protecting this man
And
is
that you have no real
volumes.
running back. The running back has just seemed to continue to roll over. I
Yes,
think it's
Amir White, like
Abdullah
because we're
now.
going up against elite defenses. But even our defense can't get to the other side fast enough. They're doing the best they can. This last game when we were playing the Broncos, defense was really putting us out there on the field, 3 and out them as best as we can. Our offense was terrible. We don't need a Gardner Minshew throwing short passes. We need someone that can sling it, scramble out of pocket.
Well,
Like
you're
I
not going to
always
have
say,
Gardner Minshew for the rest
don't
of
let
the
the pocket
season.
collapse on you. Read the field. And enough of these same consistent plays. Like the plays need to change. I need more run plays where we're
Thinking out the
just a
box.
lot of
We
different
need to
stuff.
see trick plays,
There's
something.
a lot of different
Get in
stuff.
that
And if
room
you
and
know
start
you
doing
can't go for
something.
2, don't go for 2. Let's just kick the field goal and keep it moving. We are not that team that can attempt
Take
a
any
2-point
point.
conversion.
Take any point you can
Take any point you can get. We are not there yet. So I'm really
hopefully
afraid they don't fire this man. I hope they don't.
Luckily, having a Friday game, maybe he'll get a little extra rest, relax the luggage he's got packing in there.
Yeah, I don't know if he can. They're in Kansas City. Like they fly out probably the end of Thanksgiving dinner.
They fly out tomorrow. I don't know what time, but they fly out Thursday. So, and you know it's gonna be cold. It's always cold there.
Yeah. I mean, Flames are not tanking on purpose. They're really trying to win every game. Max Crosby's come out saying we're not tanking and getting offended and all of that. But
sure.
Sorry.
They can say that, but come on, at this point, you might as well. Like, why not?
At this point, we're coming into the 11th week of football?
No, we're coming to the 13th week of
13th week. So we have 5 more weeks of football. I cannot believe football is coming by so fast. So we're in the 13th week of football. You might as well call it what it is. We need to go after a quarterback, draft some more O-line, draft some more defensive players.
I mean, there's nothing you can do in the last 5 or 6 games. Like, let's just leave it at that. You're not going to get anywhere winning your next 5 or 6 games. Just
no, and he thinks we can. And if we could go on a run and win the next 5 or 6 games, then that's a different conversation. But I don't see it. And there's no point for us to do that when we can go into the draft and get what we need.
We're going to get back to football in a second, but while we're on the Raiders, let's talk about some more Vegas sports. We got to talk about Vegas Golden Knights. They're first in the Western Conference. They've been playing amazing. I haven't been watching sports for a couple weeks just because there were no sports, and because like on Sunday football, it's at like Sunday night at 3 a.m.
Right.
There's no way I could live outside of the U.S. period as long as I love sports, because it just wouldn't be humanly possible for me or my body. But head coach Bruce Cassidy gets his 400th NHL victory in the last game. I think it was on Monday's game. They beat the Flyers 5-4. They play the Avalanche tonight. They've been on a road, I think, for 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
They come back on Friday versus the Jets. We also had Eichel is the fastest in franchise history to reach 30 points in the season. Like, we've only been in hockey for a month and a half, if that. And he's got 30 points already. Wow. So we love Eichel for that. There's also a newbie. Eichel. There's a newbie I hadn't even known about. I guess we got him like 6 days ago. Callahan Burke, young kid. He got his first NHL goal with the team yesterday on Monday. Nice. So big congrats to him. So, hey, Vegas Golden Knights are going up. And we got to shout out the VGK ladies. They got the Raid the Night event. So if you have VGK fans, Raiders fans, Vegas sport fans, and you like craft fairs, this is the spot. If you've ever seen mine or Mo's VGK jackets that we've had done, the patches, all the personalized frames you can get for your VGK gear, the puck holders, all that kind of stuff, it's at this Raid the Night event, which is one day. It's on Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Tivoli Village. So that's dope. $5 entry or a 1 new unwrapped toy for the Burn Foundation toy drive.
Nice. Very good.
Bam, bam. It's right by my house. I
know. I need you to pick up some Raider patches. I'm just going to have you FaceTime me. I'm going to send you some money and just pick up some stuff. I'll be working that day.
Absolutely. It's a great time.
See what they got.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we talk about the UNLV Reading Rebels? Number 22 right now. They're looking good. They only have to go against Nevada. This is what the battle for the cannon.
Oh, yeah, the cannon. Yep.
This is battle for the cannon is this Saturday at Allegiant Stadium. They can not only win the Mountain West, but they can also get their very first playoff berth.
Oh, yeah.
CFB playoff berth.
Yeah, take that, QB. That decided. Go ahead.
Have the UNLV start playing for the Raiders. Maybe they'll get some help.
Yeah, and they're playing on turf too. Maybe that makes a difference. Maybe we need to play on turf.
I
We
don't
make the
know.
feeling a little bit
It's
better.
wild. We also got to shout out the Lady Rebels. I really wanted to go to their games, but because of F1, I put all strip activities aside. So now that F1 is gone, I definitely want to get in to
Yeah,
see
we
the
got to
Lady
catch a
Rebels
game.
go.
Shout out to them.
They're 5-2. They did lose playing number 9 Oklahoma last Friday, which was tough.
Right.
But I mean, a number 9 top ranked school, like, hey, it was worth a shot. They play East Carolina this Friday, so there's a Thanksgiving Classic that they host here at Thomas
Oh,
and Max.
nice.
They
A lot of
Yes, they
sports
won
going.
today. A lot of sports going on. A lot of
Yeah.
sports. And then we also got the Desert Dogs coming up. Their home
Yes.
opener is on December 6th. They're now at the Lee's family,
No.
the LFF.
Yeah, the Lee's
LFF.
Family Forum or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so
LFF.
they're going to be there. They already got a bunch of giveaways they're planning and days they're planning. So keep a lookout for those. We got to talk about the Aces too. First of all,
Let's
we
talk
got to
about
give
the
up for the
lights.
lights.
Wait. We got to talk about these lights going to the championship.
No, they went to the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, they went to the finals, so they didn't go to the USL championship. It was just the Western Conference
it was the
finals.
Western
Okay.
Conference Finals. So we
Okay,
went
so
to
we
the
didn't make it.
very first playoffs in Lights history. Shout out to Llama Dude, our boy
Yes,
Mateo.
it was good seeing him.
Saw him right off the bat. That was great. We got the VIP premium tickets, which were amazing. If you have the chance next season, make sure you get on there. Who knows what's happening next season because Cashman's up for sale, and so far
Right.
they had no bids on the first time.
Right.
But we had an amazing time. And they did not only did they win that first playoff game, it went to a shootout. It had
It did go to
overtime
shootout.
and then a shootout,
Yeah.
which was probably the longest soccer game I think either one of us have been at.
It was pretty long, but shout out to the fan base for the amount of fans that were there, how active and engaged they were into it. It made it fun for us. It was really nice.
Yes. And big shout out to Jose Batista,
Yes.
the owner, because I actually went to the porta potties and saw him, met him, and here's a quick little video. Also, they have these new lights, like a new screen that roams around the field or around the
I love
pitch.
it. It's like a runner. It's like yeah, that's nice.
really
And I
good.
love
It was
Jose.
really good.
Jose's so dope. That was dope for him to do, to even invest in something like that. And look at them.
I know. And look at
Already
how
in a
and look
Western
what
Conference
what investment and just look at what that does to them.
and look what it leads to. First time.
Man, it's amazing.
Didn't need llamas, didn't need gimmicks, didn't need
swimming pools by the
nothing, none of
pitch,
that.
didn't need Toyota Tundras in the back of the
good
pitch.
squad, talent, good coaching, little FX to make it look nice out there, and the fans. That's
Absolutely.
it. And he did that. So congratulations to those young men, because that was quite a feat for them.
So yeah, they played that game, won. They went to like a semifinal, won, and then they went to the Western Conference
Finals. Okay, because I saw a little trophy and I was like, wait, is this the USL Championship? I could have sworn it was USL Championship. Wow, that's awesome. But we to get as far as we did, I'm officially with the Lights. They're bigger winners than the Raiders right now. How dare they?
And we got to give it to Kelsey Plum. Among everything else that she does, she donated $16,000 to Child Haven, which is where a lot of the youth are living that are in foster care that don't have foster homes. If they get removed from their homes, are usually at Child Haven. I used to do overtime here when I worked at DFS, and the court had probably not been fixed, changed, adjusted, anything for years, decades. Her $16,000 went to a brand new court. It's now called Plum's Place. She was there, met with a bunch of foster kids, played, hung out. They gave her a ball signed. Yeah, it's dope. I mean, that's how you put your money, you know?
Yeah.
KP was also on the racetrack.
Yeah. She promoted her cigar line at Resort World. She had an event over there promoting her cigars during the F1 races, which is the perfect time to do that. Attending F1.
And did this with her sponsorships with a Team Pixel, had a whole hot lap, they called it, around there. So listen, she's in her bag doing her thing. And which also could be a reason for the news she just broke today. She's not going to be taking part in Unrivaled. She
Yeah, I
said
know.
that in order to take some time for myself this offseason, I appreciate the league understanding and being so accommodating. I wish the league and all the players nothing but the best. And I'm excited to watch. So I believe there's still 2 open spots and now possibly 3 that looks like. So we'll see how that looks. We're going to talk about Unrivaled in a second too. But
Yeah.
big up to Kelsey
But I don't
Plum.
blame her for that. She just got a divorce at the beginning of the year. She's been playing her butt off, and they didn't make it all the way to the finals, as they hoped with WNBA.
Yeah.
She was
And she's
in
been on
Paris
this
during the
like
Olympics. She's got all these things that she's doing. Sometimes you just need a reset and be selfish with yourself, and that's a good. That's
absolutely.
a good selfish thing for her to do, because then that can
And
put
she's
a
a free
spot on someone
agent,
else.
so she's probably going to be
Right.
starting to take on some of that interesting topics on what to do next. Where could
I
she go?
personally think
Will
this
she
may be our
stay?
season with her, or may not. I don't know.
I'm praying. This is my girl. This is my dog.
I know.
Literally, UW. I would be crushed if she.
I know. I know. It would
Speaking of the
be.
Aces too, they got their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale
Oh, great.
between Friday and Monday, an additional 20% off everything except the jerseys. You can shop in store at the Aces team shop on Saturday or go online. We all know there's sales everywhere right now, but give me like 40, 50%. 20% is not doing much these days.
Not to mention that everything is inflated anyway, so you're basically paying the original price of the item.
Here's my thing. If you're doing that, if you want Aces gear, if there's something that you like at the store or online their store, I would also check Fanatics.
Yep.
Okay. Because they've got 30% off of everything right now. And you can also link your Rakuten and get some money back. Just
Right.
saying.
But I don't want to take away from the organization. I will buy, I gotta support, because that money
I've been buying from the organization this year.
And yeah, exactly. But Fanatics is also throwing some deals that way too.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm with the deal.
Yeah, I'm with the deal too.
I'm with the deal.
My stuff is only Dodger stuff right now. I'm buying nothing but Dodger stuff, and we'll talk about it.
We're definitely gonna talk about it. We
Baseball.
might as well just get into it now. We'll get back to football.
Yeah.
But when I sent you this message, I saw the news and I was like, there's no way in heck. There's no way the Dodgers have money I know they got money. We've seen how they got in Shohei. They've seen how they've got in Mookie. They've had the ATM is unlimited. And now you're going to tell me Blake Snell is a Dodger, which is
yes, he is. For the next 5 seasons, take it. For the next 5 years.
Insane. 5
now,
years.
will he defer is my question. Is he going to do the Ohtani thing and defer? Because you got to understand, Freddie Freeman deferred his money too. Mookie Betts deferred his money too. And then Ohtani deferred his money. So this is what the money looks like when you're deferring and you just want to play and you're going to get covered on the back end.
You just want to keep winning.
And now our pitching lineup, a left-handed pitcher, 2-time Cy Young winner, played for the Giants, played for the Padres. He played for the Rays, I believe, beginning on.
Yeah,
this man is a beast.
And from Shorewood High School, my alumni in Shoreline, Washington. Let's go.
Wasn't born in 1987, 27 years old, yeah. Young Tito. Listen, he has been injury prone in the past, and people will acknowledge that, yes. But if you look at what our pitching lineup looks like now, having him added to the roster with Yamamoto,
I'm just glad the Mariners aren't in the NL. Literally save a few little pieces for the rest of the league to get some something going. Because there's
just throw Clayton Kershaw in there when he's healthy. You don't want the smoke. And the thing of it is we can we can reuse our players, rotate our players, even if he does get hurt. We still got plan B, C, D, and E.
I can't even handle.
It's just gonna be a problem.
Can't handle. So yeah, basically Mo is just going to be a Dodger fan for the
I am. I'm already a Dodger fan, but
don't even worry about the Raiders or the Lakers. It's all Dodger blue.
Teams. The Lakers are doing good. We're 4th in the West. I could take that. We did have a big loss last night against Phoenix. That was not good, but we just lost one of our cup games. We still have a chance to play in the in-season cup tournament here in Vegas. So we're down, but we're not out. This is the best record we had started off from the last 2 seasons that we ever had. So JJ is on a roll. But I digress.
Well, no, they showed that last year you had the same 10-7 record as you do this year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're absolutely right. I stand correct. We did. And then it's
it's still 10-7 is not bad. 10-7 is not bad. So
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
But I digress. Let's go back to the Dodgers here. The Dodgers did make an offer to Juan Soto as well as the Boston Red Sox, as well as
I think
the
the
Yankees.
Yankees, the Mets, the Blues,
Well, he's
but
not going to the
where will
Yankees.
Soto go?
Where will Soto go? Soto is only committed to Celsius energy drink of his big announcement. That's all we got as a teaser. He did stay in his bullpen watching the Dodgers win a celebration of the World Series, the 8th one. And mind you, Kendrick Lamar is a genius and mad scientist for that because he put Dodger Blue as the 8th song on his track and we won our 8th World Series. So take that nugget. But anyway, he watched us win, and I think in his heart he knows that Blue is going to be where he needs to land.
He thinks
And
that
if we
Blue
get
is it.
him,
It's
dynasty,
over.
dynasty, dynasty,
Done.
dynasty.
Done. We're
And we
done
haven't
for
had
a few
dynasty
years.
in MLB in forever. Yankees, you can't just always have it. You know, we still have to
It
catch up
will
with you guys.
absolutely be something that I think the entire league will have to be like.
They're just got to get ready for it. And you get people, oh, I'm not going to watch this if they continue. Listen, when the Bulls were doing it, no one had a problem. When the Lakers were doing it, no one had a problem. When Boston was doing it, no one had a problem. When the Knicks had their little run, they weren't. When the Bad Boys Pistons were doing their thing.
Back then, you weren't spending like almost $200 million on people.
But that's what the money's for. This is the money. This is what the money's for. What are you talking about? Every team in their right mind would go the same way.
Can I just get $1 million? Can you just donate $1 million?
Right. That's why baseball money is such a great thing. You want baseball money.
You want your kids in baseball.
You want your kids in baseball. Soccer, baseball, you take your pick. You want that. It's money.
Seriously. I can't.
Highly competitive now.
You also had Ohtani got the MVP for the National League. So that makes sense. He's only the third player to get consecutive MVPs in both the AL and the NL, which is wild in itself.
Ohtani.
And he's only 3.
And Aaron Judge gets it for the American League.
Of course. You know, they got to give it to a loser somewhere, but whatever.
Yeah. They were doing that as charity because he didn't show up during the World Series. That was charity. But they're just doing Ohtani, so we'll take it. Whatever.
Speaking of your NBA Cup, I've had to start. I just haven't got into the NBA thing yet. Like I've literally been streaming versus watching games lately, which I know is bad.
It's a lot.
But the Warriors clinched the group West C.
Okay.
Houston clinches the West A. Other than that, it's up for grabs right now. So we'll see how what is that game here? They got the semifinals and the finals for the NBA Cup here. I want to say it's like mid-December, like 12th or 14th.
Yeah, 12. I thought it was like the 15th through the 17th or 12th or something like that. It's the fall. It's mid-December though.
Yeah. So
it falls right in the middle.
We'll see how that plays out. Other than that, I'm astonished the Cavs have been number 1 in the East. They went 17 games without losing?
Yeah.
Is it young Tito's, Mo? What's happening there?
They got a squad.
I can't.
They got a squad. Darius Garland has been that guy. And then you've got what's the big man's name? What's his name? Oh, I can't think right now. But yeah, they're just loaded. And no one's a superstar in their mind. It's like OKC. Right. They just want to go out there and
OKC is leading the West. Like they're just.
Did you expect them not to? I mean, and they're playing Golden State right now. It's OKC against Golden State. This is a really good game. But those kind of Tito's is what makes this league so exciting because they just want to get out there and play. There are no egos. No one's checking for anything.
There's nobody getting fined for being, from sitting on the bench or taking some load management. Like,
I mean, you're not doing a Joel Embiid. You're not being a diva. Like, what's with the Bucks? The Bucks are second to last in the East.
That's wild. The Bulls were beating the Bucks. Like,
everybody's beating the Bucks. It's either their star or their coach or both. But they got a problem. And that is just crazy that they are so this is a wacky time for NBA. Nothing is predictable. Dallas Mavericks, reigning champions, they're just somewhat mid right now. They got a Klay Thompson edition and they're just kind of like, yeah. Luka's on injury. I mean, they're getting injured early. Norman Powell is on injury. Paul George stays on injury. Kawhi Leonard, we don't know what that's all about. And it's just too much.
Well, and I just thought Melo was coming back today, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought he came back in the season. Apparently he was gone for a whole month.
He was gone. Trust me, my fantasy league is all messed up. I mean, the only veteran I have is an older
I knew you were gonna do it.
Shout out to Phoenix Mo, because what he did was he didn't tell me and added me to the roster, and I got the alert that I was drafted. And I literally called him and asked him, "Yo, we're doing a basketball fantasy league." He's like, "Oh yeah, I put you on here." I'm like,
I forgot to tell you. Wink, wink. Good job. Good job, Phoenix Mo. I love it.
Shout out to Phoenix Mo. We're in this league. I'm actually number 2, or actually number 3. I'm number 2 in the girl chat sports. Was number 3 in this one, but I don't know how well I'm going to be because I have a bench full of injuries of old.
Listen, when I tell you about fantasy football, when I tell you that I've never struggled this bad with my women's league in the girl chat sports league, I think
God, you are at the
I think I was at 12, but I'm now 11.
What is it, 3 and 9?
I think I'm 2 or 3. I was 12th place. I think I finally went to 11th, but I literally, it's like I can't win I'm always up against the person who has the Saquon or the person who has the Lamar when he gets the 5 touchdowns. I'm always up against the one person who has that
the caveat player. The caveat player. Yeah.
And not for nothing, all of my team is always like, for some reason, I got all my points on the bench. Why are my points on the bench? Why are you deciding to play today and didn't play last week?
Right.
But my guys league is good. I'm moving up. Good. I think I'm 7-5.
Well,
but that girls league is struggling.
Shout out to Sarah being number 1 right now. I don't know how that
is. Sarah? Oh, good for her. I don't know.
It is. She's all about the G, right? So all about the G is number 1.
That's Chelsea, I think.
Oh, Chelsea. Oh, I thought that was Sarah because it was Green Bay.
No, there's 2 Packer fans.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, I was hoping it was Sarah. If it is not, okay, Chelsea, great job. Number 1. I'm coming for you, but you got the most wins. And I don't know what my week looks like this week for predictability.
Maybe it's, hang on, I'm going to look now because I think Chelsea didn't play this year. I think it's somebody else. Who else
is a G person?
I'm about to look right now. I
thought it was Sarah, And,
oh, it is Sarah. I didn't know she was all about the G.
Yeah.
And she's with Aaron Rodgers. How is that possible?
Because she's not playing Aaron Rodgers.
Well, because she had Derrick Henry. Oh, she had Trey McBride.
Yeah, she's got a squad. And Derrick Henry's putting up great numbers. So that's where she's getting a lot of her points.
That's crazy.
Yeah. She's got the top 2 tight ends, too, I think.
I'm hot about it.
Yeah. She's got a squad. She's been consistently number 1.
I'm 11th. I'm tied for 11th. I'm only 11th because I have more points than Pat. Pat's premium.
Okay. Pat's boy's choice. Okay. All right.
It's a sad day. Let me tell you,
it's sad that I'm number 2 with the record I have, and I've taken some L's that I didn't need to take. Like, okay.
Hey, we've got to talk about some football, but before we do, we're going to play a little Gridiron Heights video because we know we got to love a little gridiron entertainment.
We love it.
Here we go.
My name is Joshua Patrick Allen, leader of the army of the AFC East, and I will have my MVP in this life or the next.
Hopefully this life.
Welcome to the MVP race!
Coach, they're not going to let you pull.
They'll let you do this alone, Jared. All I think about is this team. You men are my Roman Empire.
You are relieved, Squire.
Or maybe a running back?
You are relieved, Squire. Shall we commence?
Let the race begin!
Oh, that's what these were for.
Who dey? Tony's the fan!
Think you're hot stuff because now you're the fun team with the goofy coach?
Yeah, actually.
Release the spoilers.
Time for a crash course.
We're on cruise control, fam.
Overheating. Get Dré Wade to drive you since you love him so much.
Is it already a 2-man race?
Hey, I decide when I spin out.
Time for me to enter the race. Great Kelsies, stop doing commercials. Grapes, the perfect snack to feed your emperor.
Hope the rookie race is more exciting.
Is he in this age group?
Are you not entertained? It's like a Super Bowl parade for Pastor.
Remember to do that in the postseason.
Wait, is that Russ practicing? Man, you don't belong here.
If I wanted to hear a naysayer, I'd buy a damn horse.
Russ, get out of my way.
I'm in the lead.
Not for long.
Man, who they? Man!
I will win MVP.
But when the rookie QBs asked Bo Nix if he's too old for the group because he's like 26.
He looks older.
Well, he was like a 7th year college. Like he's like 26. He has a family. And they had Russ playing.
And I love the Tomlin comment. The Tomlin
Yes,
comment is
yes.
everything. I died.
Oh,
Gridiron Heights. You
man.
gotta love the Gridiron Heights Bleacher
You
Report.
gotta love some Gridiron Heights. You
Yes.
gotta love the NFL. It's going
Yes.
down. We already talked about your Raiders, of course. We
Yeah.
can talk about my Seahawks, who are currently leading the NFC. Listen, the NFC West is about to be a down to the wire last week 18.
I have to say it's one of the toughest divisions in football because you guys.
It's
are
not
all
even
sitting
tough.
at,
It's like the best of the mediocres. You know, you've got
I feel like it's tough for
Seattle,
you guys.
Arizona, Niners, or Rams, Niners. The Niners have been.
But look at your record. You're just a game away from flip flopping.
We are tied with Arizona 6-5. We're 6-5 with Arizona.
Yeah.
Both we win because of the win recently. We go back to Arizona in a couple weeks. You've got the rest. I think Rams and Niners are 5 and 6. I mean, it's anybody's game.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's a game away from changing positions. That's why it's so dangerous for you guys.
It's so wild.
Because you got the Rams and they're showing up like it's just crazy. I don't know.
It's too much. But this was great. Kobe Bryant on defense, rookie. Kobe with a C. Gave the Marshawn Lynch hats off nod with the crotch grab. Here's what's interesting about this. Kobe Bryant is facing a $19,000 fine for it, which again, $19,000 fine for a crotch grab. And how much did Nick Bosa get fined? 11 grand?
Yeah.
Kidding me.
I was like,
kidding me. Really? These guys can do touchdown celebrations all day, but you can't do the come on. And it's
grab his crotch.
The ode to beast mode is like the most entertaining thing ever. Like that was
they don't know that they're just gonna go crazy and do what they do. But you know,
it was just nice to see our defense actually showing up. You know,
I think you guys should stick with Geno. I really think if you go into this,
well, we don't have a choice.
Right,
we do stick with Geno. Geno, here's the deal. I just wish Geno had more sideline presence. Like, okay, you're down by 10. Get up there, energize your team, get up there, give us motivational speech, get the guys hyped. Like, don't get upset and just sit and mope. Like, I need you to be doing something. Because, yeah, he'll throw an interception, but he'll come back and throw like the 86-yard touch. Like,
right.
That. But what are you doing to hype the rest of the team up? That's all I know.
Well, they all, I think, are sitting on the bench kind of contemplating life. And we saw that with the Monday night game. We saw that with last Thursday night's game.
We saw that with Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Who's still
255 yards. This man don't ever want to look at New York ever again in life.
Yeah, they finally released Danny Dimes.
But hang on a second.
After
look how
all
good
that.
Danny look in purple.
It looks good. And he might be the Danny Dimes that we were waiting for.
I mean, he's going to be on the practice squad, Danny Dimes, for a minute, but you know.
Yeah, he's definitely not getting Kirk Cousins' spot. Kirk Cousins is going to do what he's doing.
Sure.
I mean, not Kirk Cousins, but he's going to do exactly what he needs to do to get to that level.
It's wild. We saw the Cowboys beat the Commanders, who were
11-point
favorites.
Washington, you had one job. And you were doing that job in the first half. You were doing that
job.
I thought it was over. I went back.
I went and
I did not know
Washington's defense just because they were playing Dallas. And this is what's happened.
I had no idea that they came back like that. I thought Washington was winning that game. I looked back and I saw the Cowboys won. I was like, wait, what happened?
And then Jaden Daniels throws like a 90-yard bomb for a last-second touchdown, and they miss the tying extra point. Game over.
Boy, it's been coming down to a field goal lately. And sometimes these field goals are
not going down.
They're not going down.
It's wild.
I've been seeing more doinks than I've seen in a long time with field goal kicks.
One person who's not doinking, though, your former Josh Jacobs out there.
No, he is not. Did you see that run in Green Bay?
Listen, he ran over the Niners like there was no tomorrow. And I loved every second of it. I was like, where was this Josh Jacobs in Vegas?
Well, there was an iterator in him that knew he'd load San Francisco too. It was that other side of the bay that came out of here. But that was probably his best game of the season so far. That was a good play to see. And I'm happy for him, you know.
It was.
I don't think it would have been useful for us at Raiders. I don't have any regrets of Josh Jacobs going over there. He needs to go that way.
No,
that was a very interesting
It
game.
looks good on him. It looks great on him.
Really good on him. Yeah.
Oh man.
And let's talk about the Minnesota-Chicago game.
I was surprised by Chicago's effort.
That was something I did not see coming. I didn't expect Minnesota to be having to go the distance with
the Justin Jefferson lack of effort. I think he had 3 or 6 points in fantasy. He had nothing.
They were holding it to him. They were holding it to him, and I don't know what I'm seeing with this Bears team, but God, they may have turned a tide.
Shout out to Simone Biles' husband because he was out there, got 2 interceptions. I think. Yeah, I mean, I think it's also Caleb Williams needed that. He needed that effort because we were all kind of wondering, was he really worth the first round pick? The number 1 pick was, but that effort they showed even with the loss. Put him back.
I told my buddies that are Bears fans, hey, look, don't be mad at this loss. Y'all went into overtime with this team. And this is something to say. You didn't fall. You made them earn it, as we like to say.
Earn it, and it was a good game.
Can we talk about the snow game with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Browns? The rival game with the snow.
There were so many people who were just like, wait a minute. I started the game. I went to the store real quick. I came back, and it's all white.
All white.
I mean,
no delay of games. No delay of games. I mean,
didn't stop it for nothing.
No delay of games. And what a game it was. It was anybody's game to be had. I honestly thought the Brownies were going to pull this off. I was like,
I thought I was a little scared because I needed them to lose, but it was really a good game. That snow, it was like watching football in a snow globe.
It was pretty impressive.
And watching the field guys try to scrape
scrape as much
shovel as they're on the other side was
a great game to be at on the snow game. I said this is a great Thursday night game. Our weather is not nearly like this. We're still rocking 60s and 52, but to see that, I was just like, okay.
And honestly, even when I lived in Seattle, I think I've experienced snow like that one time in my life. To see snow that's just blizzardy and for that long of a period, it was a whole second half. It never stopped.
Yeah, never stopped.
Can you imagine parking your car, being like, okay, cool, and then now how am I leaving?
You better turn that engine on. I hope it warms up to melt some of that snow. Be like, oh, we get.
I mean, they must have sent out those snow plows at halftime. Hey guys, we need you on standby.
I mean, it wasn't like a Buffalo snowstorm. It wasn't a dump like that, but it could have been. It very much well could have been.
Listen, it was crazy, but it was beautiful. Yeah. It was beautiful
to see. And what a game! I mean, listen, I couldn't fault Pittsburgh. I just was like, this is where we're at. You guys have been great.
Utilizing both Fields and Russell Wilson, it's a great duo to have.
It is. I mean,
you see where Russell lacks, and you've got Justin Fields with the fresh legs, and it's just.
And he came out to help out, and did the best he could. And shout out to Jameis Winston because this is your starter, and this is what it needs to be.
I just need to have Jameis Winston mic'd up for every game, and let me hear
I do too. And I didn't expect Jameis Winston to ball out in the snow like this because this is normally not his type of climate. And I was just like, really doing his thing out here. Myles Garrett doing up on defense. You got him. You got Chubb active and available. I'm like, okay, they doing it.
This is the Browns that the Browns wanted when they signed.
This is a rivalry game that we were waiting for all week. And like I said, Thursday and Monday night games have really not disappointed at all this season.
There's, I think, been one that I was like,
maybe one.
They've all been
consistently really good matchups. Now this Black Friday game tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I don't know. Watch something else.
I mean, it's at noon, so
But I don't. You could be writing out your Christmas
people will still be in turkey comas and everything.
Turkey comas, whatever you got to do, because this ain't it. We thought maybe it would be. Of course, as a Raider fan, I have to tune in. I tune into all of our games because you just never know. Sun might shine on us one day, and
it might be the leap of faith. It might be the Black Friday jinx that turns it around. Any given Friday.
And at the end of the day, this is the same Raiders team that still beat a fully loaded Baltimore team early on in the season. I know, can't count it, but we were one of those in the win column.
We almost forgot about it.
Yeah, you almost, but I have to remind folks, we beat Baltimore. A lot of teams can't say that.
You were
So
one of those losses in their record. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. What's to us? So
college football is coming to an end. We're getting close. This weekend is pretty much like rivalry weekend. This is usually when the Apple Cup happens for the Huskies, but of course we're not
no Apple Cup
12 anymore. We had it earlier on in the season, but it is a huge game for the Huskies. We played the number 1 Ducks, who we beat for the last 3 years, but we have the number 1 Ducks. We're playing in Oregon. Like you were asking
for, and I know.
Let there just be some grace of God that allows us to have some wild, crazy spin where we dethrone them from the number 1 spot and make them fall back into the college play.
And you talked to a fellow UW alum last night, and he expressed after speaking with you, like he's like, I really cannot stand Oregon. I was like, I understand.
This is the current playoff picture. As the number 1, Oregon would get that bye. If they were to slip to 2, of course, they still get a bye. But if you lose 1 game, you could be slipping down to like a 3, 4, 5 or something. So if we could just have a little extra luck, if you guys want to add into your prayers to the Washington Huskies to take on the Ducks, just
I feel like you guys could take them on. I hope you beat them, but that's a
It's going to be a tough, and to be in Oregon is
in Oregon too, which is a juggernaut of a stadium. I mean, you don't get any love out there.
But this, on the bright side, this is going to be our first year of a college football playoff with 12 teams, which is insane.
That's pretty exciting too, and exciting at the same time. But
you're
watching with your alumni.
We've only had 4 teams the last forever. Like to see 12 going at it is going to be it's going to be dope. So really looking forward.
Are you watching with your alumni group, or?
I am going to go to the Husky Bar. Shout out to Anthony. I'm going to make it out there to the Vegas Huskies alumni group. If anybody out there, Spago's, Tropicana, and Fort Apache, 4:30 p.m. They got great, game day prices and happy hours and food. And it's the last hoorah of the season because we're not really going any bowls.
Yeah.
It's a little different than last year. Last year I was going to Spago's and we were hitting up, it's a little different.
Okay.
Just so we can talk about it real quick, the Unrivaled made their rosters. There's 6 teams. Here are those teams. You're going to be seeing like Arike and Derica.
I love that. We're seeing Chelsea Gray too.
Chelsea's in there, teamed up with Angel Reese as well as Cop. We gotta love her being with Kalia Copper. You got Dejanay Harrington with Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart. Brianna gets took back up with her old Storm buddy with Jewel.
Yeah.
I mean, Rakia Jackson's on that one. You've also so there's a kind of open spots. It looks like so Jackie and Tiff. They'll be teammates along with Brittany Griner. You've got Alyssa Gray with an Afisa. Kate, our girl Kate, is in there. She's not going to be playing with Kelsey Nor, but she's going to be playing with Caitlin McBride.
Yeah, I like that.
And I like it. And then, of course, you got the coaches. You got, Teaspoons back in
Phil, Phil Handy, Lakers.
Yeah.
My Lakers guy. Always be a Laker coach for me. But
if anybody's up for the Macy's parade tomorrow, I don't think I've watched it in years just because it's on really early. But guess who has their own float? Big Ellie. Ellie the Elephant, the New York Liberty, a world famous diva icon. She has her own float. She is the first professional sports mascot to have a dedicated float in the Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
Oh,
right? Wild.
I'll watch.
I just need to see that. Like, give me the timeline for that one.
I like that. But you notice who else is not in that Unrivaled?
Caitlin passed it down. She turned it
did. That's why I was like, you also know who else is not in that.
But here's the deal. Caitlin needs a break. Give Caitlin all the breaks she wants. That girl's been going on.
She needs a break. I understood and I felt her on that just as much as I feel her on the Kelsey Plum's decision to not get involved.
And I feel like if she were to play, there'd be a lot of people thinking like, well, how much did she get versus everybody? Because there was always these rumors. Oh, they're gonna pay her $5 million or extra than it. So it'd be like, well, is it unfair that she's getting all this extra? I just think she deserves to get a big break.
She does.
Figure it out.
Came
Take
straight
time.
from college into this, and then then some. So
All the extras, stay off social media,
Right.
everything. A couple girl powers before we end off. First of all, big ups to the new number 1 UCLA who took down South Carolina for their
Yes.
first road loss in 3 years.
I know.
47 game streak, I believe they broke, which is.
Well, she ain't got no Cardozo no more. She's missing some of her bigs, and this is a different class. So it's gonna happen.
UCLA, USC's coming. I mean, it's a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
new ball game right now in college
It is.
basketball for women.
It sure is.
It really is. We got to give it up for the girl dad, Jason Kelsey, who announced that he and his wife Kylie are going to have their 4th girl. This was the picture of their daughters becoming big sisters, and it looks
The
like
baby who thought she would be the baby is no longer the baby.
no more the baby. It's not.
No
But
more
look
the
how much that middle one looks like Jason. It's
Oh yeah. Oh, so cute.
so the father to 4 girls. That's very Kobe-esque,
Yes, it is. And shout out to Jason Kelsey parlaying his career into other endeavors, and he's doing shows and
doing great things.
Doing many things, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And last one, we got to give it up to Michelle Kang. She's one of the owners for one of the National Women's Soccer League for the Washington Spirit. She is making a $30 million donation to women's soccer. That $30 million will go over 5 years to U.S. Soccer to create career opportunities and recruit and develop young female players.
Awesome.
She is all in it. And also, man, boss lady. And congrats to the Orlando Pride, who actually won the championship for the National Women's Soccer League. They were the first club. First club since 2019 to win the Shield as well as the championship in the same year. So, bam. That's what we got. That's our show.
That's great. That's enough. That's great, though.
It's been good. It's been really good. I'm sure a lot of people are cooking and whatnot. I'm gonna make sure we post this week. You guys can watch the replay, like in between naps tomorrow,
right?
Or in between cyber shopping,
right? All the things you like to do traditionally this week of Thanksgiving. And I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, Mel. I'm extremely grateful for us having Girl Chat Sports, us having our friendship. I'm very grateful to you and thank you for everything.
I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful for our friendship. I'm thankful for, I'm thankful for my family, the health, being able, I just, Thanksgiving food is not my jam. Like, I want to have crab legs, salmon. I want rice. Like, I'm not.
Well, you're going to have to do that. We talked about that.
Here's the deal. I need somebody, whoever's deep frying turkey out there, that's fine. I'll eat turkey on occasion, but if my daddy used to deep fry turkey, and that thing was so good.
It's very good.
That was the only time I really ate a lot of turkey was back then. But of course, like you said, you're going to save me a little slice of mac and cheese.
I got you.
Mac and cheese is my jam.
I got you.
Other than that, I'm going to be house hopping a little bit tomorrow and then not too long. I just want to relax, watch football.
Yeah, why not? Watch some football.
That's my Thanksgiving is watching football, kicking back. That's what it's
chilling with Tilly. She's gonna love that. She's gonna love that you're here. You were gone for so long, and now she gets you back. So
listen, the girl's been cuddling with me like nobody's business.
I bet you were gone for a week and some change. She was like, "Where is she coming back?"
If I was coming back, right? But
that's another thing. But I'm glad you made it back safely. I'm very thankful to that. I'm thankful that your trip was very safe and enjoyable, and it was what you needed at the time. And shout out to Carmel for her 40th turn.
Oh, I know. It was listen, Carmel planned that thing. Like, no, I got pictures I still got to post, like a few that are good because she planned that to a perfect execution. Like the things we did, the days. I mean, I really needed like a whole week from that trip just to be able to kick back. So it was an amazing trip.
You always need a vacation from the vacation. You never get that.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was wonderful.
And shout out to CB. It was his birthday.
Yes.
CB podcast. Let's shout him out. He texted me saying, I have a birthday today, and
I hadn't realized it was his birthday.
I didn't either, and I do humbly apologize, CB. We do love your pod. You guys check him out on Apple Podcasts as well. He has an Instagram page, CB Podcast as well. But happy birthday to you, because I know how that can feel where you think people aren't thinking of you on your special day, and we do. And so happy birthday to you, CB, and many more, and success in your season.
Look at your Libraism going.
Yeah. Just trying to.
Anyways, we love you guys. We're thankful for all that take the time to listen to us. Please, if you're catching the end, or if you just see this while, perusing Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, share it. Be thankful. That's all we ask. We're thankful that you can share it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social platforms at Girl Chat Sports. And yeah, that's really about it. We're going to have to get out of here.
And subscribe to us on Spotify. We'd love if you want to listen while you're taking those morning walks.
Spotify, Apple, LDAT.
We're out there. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Have a safe holiday. Be safe. Eat lots. Don't worry about no pounds. We're over that. We're over that. Just enjoy. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.